Erling Haaland. How will he take the Premier League by storm? Avid fans of the English Premier League must have felt the winds of change. A storm is coming from Germany, and his name is Erling Haaland. Haaland's switch to Premier League giants Manchester City is almost complete, and soon we'll witness him playing in the Etihad. Hello and welcome to our channel Erling Braut Haaland Live. Today, we're going to talk about how Erling Haaland will take the Premier League by storm. But before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, hit the bell icon so that you can get instant updates about our videos. Erling Haaland was born in Leeds in the year 2000, when his father was a Leeds United player. After working his way up through the ranks at local club Brighton, Alf Inge Haaland travelled to England 7 years prior. Alf Inge was forced to retire from football at the age of 30 due to injury concerns just 3 years after Erling was born. He was notably wounded by a vicious Roy Keane tackle on his right knee, but he had previously suffered from difficulties with his left knee that were unrelated to the Manchester United midfielder's red card incident. Alf Inge opted to return to Norway with his family once his top-level profession ended. While Haaland Sr. retired from football to pursue a career as a property developer in his home country, he urged his son to continue playing the sport he loved, with Erling following in his father's footsteps by enrolling in Brighton's youth academy. Coach Alf Ingvar Berntsson was immediately impressed by his club's hard-working new addition, who played in attack rather than defence or midfield, as Alf Inge had previously done with Nottingham Forest, Leeds United and Manchester City. Haaland's first taste of international football came with Norway's under-15 side during the 2015-2016 season, after scoring 18 goals in 14 games for Brighton's reserve side. His path crossed with Gunnar Halle, a teammate of his father's at Leeds in the late 1990s, when he was part of the Norway setup. Halle appreciated what Haaland had to offer in terms of attack, but feared that his gangly build would keep him from reaching the top. Gout Larsson was fired as Brighton manager in May 2016, and Berntsson was promoted to caretaker leader. Despite the fact that Haaland is just 15 years old, the temporary manager gave him his first start after working closely with him as a child. After starting Haaland on the wing, Berntsson moved him to his preferred central position after a few games. Despite the fact that he did not score in his first season at Brighton, Haaland was offered a trial by Hoffenheim before heading to Molde to play under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a Norwegian legend. Haaland soon found his way into Salzburg, and this is where he started to appear on the scene. In his debut match in the Champions League, he scored a hat-trick against Genk, and then went on to score in the next 4 games to become the 5th player ever to do so. Sometime later, he would make the move to Borussia. After meeting with the player, his father and agent Mino Raiola, Borussia Dortmund activated his €20 million, £17 million, $22 million release clause, beating United and Leipzig to his signature. Dortmund gave the striker the best chance of getting regular game time by promising to make him that Haaland acknowledges is vital to his development. Borussia Dortmund already had attacker Paco Alcacer on their books, but they saw Haaland as such a generational talent that they were willing to let him go to give the Norwegian adolescent a greater chance at success. With a spectacular debut against Augsburg, Haaland's Dortmund tale got off to the right start. Lucien Favre sent on the teenager from the bench with the team trailing 3-1, and he was rewarded with a 22-minute hat-trick to help secure a 5-3 victory. He returned to the bench a week later due to fitness concerns, but it wasn't enough to stem the stream of goals, as Haaland scored twice more as a replacement against Köln. His considerable talent was highlighted in the second of those 2 goals, when he was able to turn the ball in from an unbelievable angle. It was success after success then, and it now seems like Haaland is set to shake the foundation of English football. Man City, who spent the majority of the 2021-2022 season without a recognised centre-forward, has now addressed the vacuum left by the absence of Aguero by signing the best young striker in the world. Haaland is nothing short of a natural force who will strike fear into the hearts of Premier League defenders this season. He's scored 61 goals for Borussia Dortmund across 65 Bundesliga matches. The Norwegian is only 21, but he's tall, strong and quick, and he's absolutely lethal in the field. His arrival at Manchester in 2022-23 should be of assistance in taking the club to the next level. By the next level, we mean a Champions League trophy. City's been struck by bad luck in the last 2 seasons, but this time with Haaland on their side, we don't think the team's going to choke on the road leading up to the finals. Well, the fixtures for the Premier League are out, and it looked to fly. Let's take a look at this boy's skill. Haaland possesses a deadly left foot that rarely fails him. It accounts for 77% of his Bundesliga goals for Dortmund. The man has scored 47 goals with his left foot, while he scored 9 with his weaker right foot. As for his aerial game, well, even then he's managed to find the net 5 times. He can hit the ball as hard as anyone, but he can also produce subtle delicacy in 1v1 scenarios. The majority of his goals have come from 7 to 18 yards, but he's still managed to land 18 goals from the 0 to 6 yard point. Not too shabby, folks. He possesses exceptional natural finishing instincts, which can be seen from his record. Now, other than goal scoring, a great player has to be consistent. Well, Haaland doesn't disappoint on that end either. In his first season, he had 11 starts and scored 13 goals. The next season, Borussia Dortmund made him open and went more than 2 league matches without scoring a goal. This season, his goalless streak was 5 games long at its longest point. If Haaland plays in the forward position for Pep Guardiola's attacking team, it will almost certainly increase the number of high-quality opportunities available to him. Now, a little about Haaland's physical powers that'll give him the edge against defenders. The speed and movement of Haaland will provide a new dimension to Man City's play. When City deploys an offensive midfielder in the false 9 position, they rely on deft combination play and runners from deep to take advantage of the space that's created. The threat posed by Haaland is going to be more blatant. He's at his most lethal when there's space for him to burst into, and he delights in making runs past the final defender whenever possible. He scored 61 goals in the Bundesliga, and 25 of those goals have come from circumstances in which he has to run into space ahead of him to shoot. This accounts for 41% of his overall production as a goal scorer. Other than that, he also has a speciality in converting crosses with a 31% conversion rate. With Guardiola at the helm, Manchester City has developed a talent for getting into areas where they can send a steady stream of low crosses or passes. This will work amazingly well for Haaland, as the attacker has quite the eye for capitalizing on tap-ins. Even though he has been better at heading the ball so far this season, the majority of his goals have come from getting on the end of low crosses from close range. In the box, he makes deft maneuvers and is strong enough to brush off opponents in order to bundle the ball over the line inside the 6-yard box. Only time will tell what this wonderful talent has to offer, but from the looks of it, we can expect some amazing things. So that's all the time we had today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and do hit the bell icon on your way out. Till then, see ya.